Good morning, everyone. Oh, yes, students, yesterday in earlier lecture, we started chapter 9, order for maintenance of wife, children, and parents. I had thrown much light over that. Now, today also, first of all, you may not write anything. Listen to me. That what are the provisions, various provisions in various laws which provide for maintenance to wife or children or parents or senior citizens even. Because section 125 is not the only section. There are many other sections also. I will throw that light. Thereafter, I will dictate each and everything. Now, section 125, it gives maintenance to wife, children, or parents if they are unable to maintain themselves. And the person must have sufficient means. If he is having sufficient means and he is neglecting or he is refusing, then under section 125, the judicial magistrate first class will give an order to that person to pay monthly allowances to the wife or children or parents because he is under obligation. If he is not making the payment, he can be sent to jail also for 1 month. That is very coercive method can be adopted against him if he is not. Now we will issue conditional warrants of arrest that this much amount is outstanding against you. You please make the payment. Now the conditional warrant of arrest mean if he does not make the payment, the police officer who has gone to his residence, he will arrest him, he will bring him, and the court may send him to jail up to 1 month. He may be sent for 15 days, 20 days. Now 125, yes students, section 125 is containing the procedure which is of a civil nature, because here we are to provide some maintenance to a wife who is facing hardship. Therefore, quick decisions are taken. Summary procedure has been adopted. It is a summary procedure which is adopted by the court. Now, it is also the duty of court to dispose of the application if it has been filed for interim maintenance. Interim maintenance can be granted from the beginning, from the date of application, or from the date of order, as the case may be. Now, this is 125. Under 125, it is the judicial magistrate first class only who can pass that order. It is not the civil court. You have to remember this thing, that civil court is not competent to pass maintenance under section 125. Then where the application can be filed? No, application can be filed at the place where the wife is residing, or application can be filed where the husband is residing, or where they together resided at one place. Once the maintenance has been granted, it is also subject to alteration because of change of circumstances. Sometime the husband, he may get promotion and he may get more salary. Now that is good instance, circumstance where the court will increase the maintenance also. If a husband has retired, now the maintenance can be reduced. Similarly, if wife has got some service after taking this maintenance, then also that quantum may be reduced or may be cancelled. Now, under section 1, under this chapter, wife is not entitled to maintenance if she is living in adultery during the valid marriage, or she is neglecting the husband, she has left the society of husband without any cause, then also she will not be entitled. Yes, students, it is about section 125. 126, it is a procedure laid down under that what is to be done, how the court will decide, how the court will proceed in such a type of applications. Now, this is a quick decision under section 125. The court will pass an order, and that order has to be complied with by the husband or by the person whom the directions have been given. Yes, students, in addition to section 125, there are various provisions. First of all, let us see what are the various provisions where maintenance can also be granted. My previous students are there among you, and we have already discussed in Hindu Marriage Act. Now, in Hindu Marriage Act, if some divorce petition is pending or any petition under Hindu Marriage Act is pending, in that case, interim maintenance can be granted under section 24 of HM. Now, at the final stage, under section 25 also, final determination of maintenance can be passed. Then maintenance to the children under section 26 can also be allowed. Now, in HMA, the same provision of maintenance is there, but the civil court, which is dealing with that petition, it will look into the maintenance granted under section 125. If some composition, some maintenance has already been granted under section 125, then the civil court, while acting under HMA, it will take into consideration that this much quantum of maintenance has already been granted, whether some more maintenance is required or not. Now, this is with regard to Hindu Marriage Act. Now, come to Special Marriage Act also. In Special Marriage Act also, there are some sections. Section 36, it is providing maintenance during pendency of the divorce petition. 36 is corresponding to section 24 of HME. Then there is a 37 also, permanent alimony or maintenance can be granted at the final order. Then there is section 38 also of Special Marriage Act, where maintenance to children can be granted. Therefore, students, keep in mind that there is not only one section 125, there are various provisions. It means Special Marriage Act provides this. Now, there is another Prohibition of Child Marriage Act also. Under that act also, a divorced wife or the wife who has filed the petition or husband who has filed the petition, there also maintenance can be granted to one party. Then there is Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 also. Now, under that act also, section 20 and section 20 subsection 1 or section 20 subsection 3, maintenance can be granted to the wife on account of domestic violence. Now, therefore, these are the various provisions. In addition to that, there are more provisions. Now, Section 3 of Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Divorce Act 1986 also provides maintenance. Now, this act came into force in 1986. Now, the question arises whether Muslim woman is still entitled to claim maintenance under Section 125. If the wife is married and no divorce has taken place, then certainly she is entitled to claim maintenance under Section 125. I think all of you are well familiar with that case, Shah Bano Begum case. Now, in that case, what happened? A divorced wife was denied maintenance, and Honorable Supreme Court in a constitutional bench held there that divorced wife is also entitled to maintenance under Section 125. No doubt, the personal law of Muslims, it lays down that in case of divorce, wife is entitled to maintenance only during iddat period, that is 3 months. Iddat period is of 3 months approximately, and she is entitled to maintenance only for that. But Honorable Supreme Court has held in that case that she is also entitled to claim maintenance under Section 125 of CRPC. And the Supreme Court has also given direction to the government that you must pass some law for regulating the maintenance to divorced wife. Because once a wife has been divorced and she does not remarry, she will be facing great hardship. How she will maintain herself? Therefore, it is the liability of husband, and the parliament should also pass some law through which it should implement what type of maintenance should be given to the divorced wife. And at that time, Rajiv Gandhi was Prime Minister, and he was having thumping majority in the parliament. And on the basis of this judgment, they have passed that Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Divorce Act 1986. Now, under that act, husband is liable to give a reasonable compensation, maintenance, and a reasonable provision should be made for her entire life. Because once a wife has been divorced who is belonging to Muslim, now she can claim maintenance under that act 1986. Now, under that act, the parliament has made different provisions that a divorced wife can claim maintenance from her son, daughter. If they are not able to provide, then she can claim from her parents. If she is having no parents, then she can claim maintenance from her relatives. If there is no such relative, then she can claim maintenance from Waqf Board. Now, in such a situation, once the maintenance has been granted under Act 1986, question arises whether she can still come to section 125 despite this act 1986? The answer will be yes, because section 125 is containing, it is a uniform code which is applicable to all. Therefore, she is still entitled to claim maintenance under section 125. Now, there are various other authorities also relating to Muslim divorced wife, which provide that she must not face hardship. Maintenance must be granted to her. Now, let us see, there is another very important act, Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizen Act. Now, this act is also providing maintenance for senior citizens, for parents, son, daughter, grandson, granddaughter. They are liable to make the maintenance to senior citizen, to parents. Therefore, under this act, maintenance includes food, clothing, residence, medical attendance and treatments. Now, under this act, senior citizens are those who are above 60 years of age. Under this act, maintenance tribunal has been created. Power has been given to the executive magistrates, to the deputy commissioner or to the SDM, that they should deal with such applications of senior citizens and should take immediate, quick action. Now here, that tribunal can take cognizance suo motu without any application. We have seen during last days that how the maintenance tribunal comes in action. If it has come to know that some old person is not being provided any maintenance. Yes, students, let me first of all take water. Yes, students, we were discussing this act, which is beneficial legislation for senior citizens. Now, senior citizens are having option either to claim maintenance under this act or to claim the maintenance under section 125. They are having that option. Now, this act is also giving punishment to sons, daughters, grandsons, granddaughters, if they are abandoning the senior citizen. And they can be given imprisonment up to 3 months. Now, this is a new act. This is also providing maintenance. Thus, the option is with the senior citizen. Either he wants to claim maintenance from the maintenance tribunal or he wants to claim the maintenance under section 125. Now, in addition to that, There are other acts also under this. Yes, I think all the provisions I have discussed with you, that what are the various provisions where maintenance can be granted. Now, earlier we were discussing some points. Let me refresh your memory. Now, a daughter is also liable to make maintenance to her father if she is having sufficient means and she is neglecting or she is refusing to maintain her parents. Now, we discussed the Muslim daughter, that she is entitled to maintenance till she is married. No doubt, Section 125 says simply that a girl must be minor if she want to claim the maintenance. But we discussed some authorities also, where I have made crystal clear that daughter, she is entitled to maintenance even after attaining majority. Now the question arises whether stepmother can claim maintenance from stepson. Answer will be in positive. She is entitled to get maintenance from stepson. But the condition must be fulfilled that she is a widow, having no husband who can support, and she is also having no son who can support her. If she is having no son, or if she is widow, then certainly stepson will be liable. Now the question is whether stepfather can also claim maintenance from stepson, or there is no such authority, he is not entitled. On the other hand, illegitimate child can claim maintenance from his father, but father cannot claim maintenance from illegitimate children. On that day, we were discussing authority of Chanmuniya. Now, this authority laid down that standard of proof of marriage is not as strict as is under section 494 when we are proving bigamy against the husband. Now, therefore, standard of proof there is more strict. But here we are to see whether male and female have been living together. We discussed that in one case, husband and wife, they have never solemnized any marriage, but they have been living together for the last many years, and they are having children also. Children have also been admitted to schools where name of father of the children has also been recorded. Now, in that case, even if there is no valid marriage, a strong presumption is drawn from the circumstances that they are married. In such a situation, wife is entitled to claim the maintenance. Then we discussed other authorities also on that day. Another point is that if a wife is indulging in adultery, she is not entitled to maintenance. But if wife has obtained divorce and thereafter she is indulging in adultery, then she is entitled to maintenance because now she is a divorcee. Now she is having no husband. Therefore, she is divorced wife is entitled to get maintenance. Now, there are various authorities also over that. Today, we will touch those authorities also. Then we discussed that where second marriage has been conducted and the husband did not disclose about the earlier marriage to the later wife. Now, in such a case, certainly husband is liable for committing such wrongful act when he was earlier married. Now the question is, what type of compensation can be granted under section 125? What are the criteria? Now we have to see, if wife is claiming maintenance, we have to see what is her standard of life and what type of standard of life was being led by her when she was with her husband, and what is the salary of the husband, what is the income of the husband, and what is the income of that lady also. Now all circumstances are to be taken into consideration for the purpose of fixing this maintenance. Yes, students, this was about all the provisions in our laws for making the payment of maintenance. Now let us see, we have discussed that earlier authority of Chenmunia. Now Chenmunia's authority, it has referred many questions to a larger bench. What questions it has formed? Honorable Supreme Court, because two judges were there were contrary judgments. And Honorable Supreme Court in Chenmunia case referred the matter to the larger bench that the word wife in section 125 should have liberal meaning. We should not see that the wife should be legally wedded. But if they have been living together, that case should also come under that. Now, our provisions under section 125, 126, 127, they are silent about that. But Honorable Supreme Court in that case has laid down that wife includes that lady also who is living in a live-in relationship for long period with her husband. She will also claim maintenance. Yes, students, now let us proceed further with this authority, Chenmunia's authority. Yes, I think I have dictated you on that day about Chenmunia's. It is relating to live-in relationship, and wife is entitled to maintenance. Now you please write in your copies. In this case, Honorable Supreme Court referred the following three questions to larger bench. For laying down the principle that strict proof is not required with regard to wife. Full stop. Without solemnizing marriage, the wife is entitled to maintenance. Yes, first point they have written there here, question, whether the living together of a man and woman as husband and wife for a considerable period of time would raise the presumption of a valid marriage between them, and whether such presumption would entitle the woman to maintenance under section 125 CRPC. Yes, students, second question. Whether strict proof of marriage is essential for a claim of maintenance under section 125 of CRPC, having regard to the provisions of Domestic Violence Act 2005. Third question, whether a marriage performed according to customary rites and ceremonies, without strictly fulfilling the requisites of Section 7 of Hindu Marriage Act or any personal law, would entitle the woman to maintenance under section 125 CRPC. Is these three questions have been referred to the Chief Justice for constituting a larger bench. Yes, here I will impose some duty on some students. Arushi, I think Arushi might be online. Arushi, Sonali, Kirti, and Srishti also. What they will do, they will find out whether larger bench had given some opinion on these questions or not. I hope all of you have understood this. But what they are to find out whether larger bench had given its opinion over these questions or not. Now let me discuss more authority relating to the same situation. Yes, students, you should write in your copies this authority also. Kamla and others versus M.R. Mohan Kumar. Citation is on the board. Yes, students, write citation also. AIR 2018. Insert there. Here you should insert this. AIR 2018, Supreme Court, page 5128. Here also two judges have discussed the same controversy, and they have held that wife is entitled to maintenance if she has been living with the man for a long period. They discussed Chanmunia's case also. Now, in this case, family court had allowed maintenance to such a wife who was living with her husband without solemnizing any marriage. But she was having two children. Their birth certificates and school record raises presumption that the person with whom she had been residing is the father of children. First of all, moreover, they had been residing in a house on rent, and the owner of house and other neighbors also, they have proved that they are treated as husband and wife. First of all, in such a situation, Honorable Supreme Court has held that the family court has passed right order, whereas Honorable High Court has set aside the order on the ground that the lady is not coming under the expression wife there. Yes, students, now right. Next authority, Kirti Kant versus State of Gujarat. I hope you have written that. Yes. Now, it was held by Honorable Supreme Court in this case that childless stepmother can claim maintenance from stepson. Yes, Mr. Jiswal. Next. Yes, students, very, very important authority. 13, Muhammad Ahmad Khan versus Shah Banu Begum. In this case, Honorable Supreme Court has discussed the Muslim personal law, where a divorcee is entitled to maintenance only during iddat period, that is 3 months. And when the iddat period has expired, then she cannot claim maintenance. Now, Honorable Supreme Court has held that Section 125 in CRPC is a beneficial legislation for such divorcee, and she can claim maintenance. even after the expiry of iddat period. And on the basis of this judgment, the Parliament has passed the act, namely Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Divorce Act 1986. It is written on the screen. Now write it next. This Act 1986 was challenged before Honorable Supreme Court, and the Constitutional Bench in Daniel Latifi versus Union of India, citation is on the board, has held that the act is very much constitutional. Which provides maintenance to divorcee from her son or daughter, comma, from her parents, comma, from her relatives, or Waqf board. First up, Waqf board is the institution of Muslim community which is having huge land and huge income also comes out of such lands. First up, in this authority, Honorable Supreme Court has held that the maintenance or some provisions to be provided to her during iddat period is relating to her entire life. Thus, the maintenance is not confined to only 3 months. She can claim from her husband lump sum amount as maintenance for her whole life. First up, in this authority, it was made clear that if a situation arises in future that she is facing hardship, she can approach the Judicial Magistrate First Class and can file application under Section 125 of CRPC. Yes, students, next authority right here, Shabana Bano versus Imran Khan. Now, in this authority, Honorable Supreme Court has laid down that despite the fact of existence of Act 1986, wife can still avail the benefit provided under Section 125 by moving a petition to the family court. Yes, students, now right next here, it is our own High Court, Sawan versus Shrimati Asgari. Citation is that. Yes, Honorable High Court of Punjab and Haryana in this case has held that divorced Muslim wife is still entitled to claim maintenance under Section 125, despite the fact that maintenance has been provided under the provisions of Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Divorce Act 1986. Yes. Yes, students now write next authority also. Manoj Kumar, these are the three authorities. Please write all the three authorities. I hope all of you have written that. Let me now dictate you. In all the three authorities, Honorable Supreme Court has discussed the situation where wife deserted husband or wife was living separately without any cause. And Honorable Supreme Court held that she is not entitled to maintenance under Section 125 because she is not ready to live with her husband. First of all. But in case divorce decree has been passed and after divorce decree, she is now a divorced wife, comma, she is entitled to get maintenance now under Section 125 of CRPC. Yes. Yes, students now write next. Nagendrappa versus Nilima citation is there. Yes, let me now dictate you. In this case, in an application under Section 125, which was pending before the judicial magistrate, first class, a compromise was made and lump sum amount was given by husband to the wife. And in that compromise, it was written that thereafter, wife will not claim any maintenance from husband. But later on, she filed a civil suit for getting maintenance under Section 18 of Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act. And the Honorable Supreme Court has laid down that she is still entitled to get maintenance under personal law because order under section 125 is not full and final determination of status and personal rights of parties, comma, rather it is subject to final determination of rights in civil code, whose Honorable Supreme Court has laid down that by virtue of section 25 of the Contract Act, such compromise is unlawful, as it is opposed to public policy and the agreement is void, and the wife can claim maintenance under section 18 of Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act. First up, Honorable Supreme Court has held in this case that proceedings under section 125 of CRPC is summary in nature and provide speedy remedy to wife so that wife may not face any hardship after getting divorce decree. Yes, students, with this background, let us proceed further with section 125